What's up, guys? My name is Punch,
Ow.
in the pooper, and welcome back to Higurashi When They Cry. Just did the last episode. Last episode, we found out exactly why Brennan turned to the demon, and that's because Osama is being a little bitch and trying to, well, back when Hinamizawa was Onigafuchi, when it was like ogre times, essentially people weren't allowed in and no one was allowed out. Because world ogres and world people did mesh up, and Osama was like, no. So if you said so, that's why Brennan was cursed because she left, and Osama was like, no, you stupid bitch, no. She's like, no, you need to come back and be cursed if you don't. So that's why she has like that weird side of her, apparently, according to this belief. If Osama really does exist, which if you're going on like the real police side, no, it doesn't, but I mean, things are creepy, so I'm not gonna say anything. Anyway, so as we're all remembering this, because what we just learned, apparently Punchy actually already knew, because Oishi-san told him over the phone last night. So as we're thinking about this, Rena's actually standing over us with an axe raised above her head, so let's see what happens. Of course I didn't want to believe it, but more importantly, I had just realized something else. There was another bizarre connection that Rena made between Osama's curse and metal bats. That's true. Satoshi fell victim to Osama's curse and went missing. I've recently learned that Satoshi had also become infatuated with the metal bat right before he disappeared, just like me. Then Rena as well. She was affected by Osama's curse. She confessed that much to the doctor. And the weapon which she had used at the time of that horrendous act was, again, a metal bat. And finally, me. I'd encountered various things that were inexplicable, and now I was holding on to a metal bat. I was shocked when I learned that Satoshi did the same thing. It couldn't be. Had the same thing happened to Rena? But there was one critical difference between her and Satoshi's curse. That being, Satoshi went missing after falling victim to the curse, but Rena was still here. Both of them had fallen victim to Osama's curse, yet they were met with different endings. And finally, me. I couldn't call it a coincidence anymore. Rena, Satoshi, and finally, me. Could it be that I was really under Osama's curse right now? No. More important than that, what should I do now? Satoshi has been demoned away, vanishing without a trace. Rena was fine. Fine? Rena had undergone a change. I could only believe that there was something that wasn't Rena residing within her. And here right now, it was standing before me, with an axe over his head. Her head? Rena, please tell me, what will happen to me? Rena stood imposingly, not answering. Satoshi disappeared, but Rena didn't disappear. So what will happen to me? I had never heard such an unpleasant laugh before. I don't know, I've heard plenty of unpleasant laughs in my lifetime. It had become akin to the sound of her breathing. It was no longer a voice or an expression of feeling. Is that how? Don't worry, I'll save you. By killing me? Ren took one step forward, still holding the axe high above her head. Now then, one step closer, Rena's face spread out to fill in my vision. Speak. One step closer. Rena's nose close enough to touch mine, and was still pushing closer. She gonna kiss me? I'll save you. Hopefully, am I just being hopeful right now? I'm hopeful that it's all gonna she's gonna kiss me, it's all gonna turn happy, it's gonna turn into a romantic comedy anime, slice of life, with a horror beginning, and a totally normal ending, please? Yes? Maybe? There's something you want to say, isn't there? I'll listen. I'll save you, okay? Speak, okay? Speak, okay? I slumped down, laying squarely on my butt. It was for some pathetic reason. It was all I could do to get as far away from Rena. Lots of laughter. Lol, let's say that. I had the gut feeling that I couldn't let her laughter end. Because when the laughing ended... The moment I picked up on the feeling, my body moved by instinct. I sprang to my feet so fast, even I couldn't believe it, and pushed Ren away with both hands. Ren was light as a feather. Thrown about by the unbalanced weight of the axe, she was sent backwards, as if she was carried off by the wind. After confirming that out of the corner of my eye, I dashed off at full speed. It was a perfect picture of fleeing like a greased pig. I've never heard that before in my life. Get away from Rena. Run away. Survive. I couldn't think of anything other than this. While I was running, I remembered I'd been holding onto the bat the entire time. Such a worthless weapon. I couldn't believe I'd forgotten about this weapon at such an important time. That's true, I actually pushed her instead of hit her. I sped even farther down the winding path. I didn't even feel myself gasping for breath or my legs getting heavy. My body understood it as well. If I didn't run away from here, I wouldn't live. I could hear the laughter of this, simulacrum of Rena coming from behind me. It rang through the trees and in my head, and slowly chiseled away at my sanity. Oh, here we are. The grove trees thinned out, my field of vision suddenly expanding. Oh wait, no. Oh, I thought it was the junkyard. No, this is something else. Where was this? For a moment, I was bewildered by the scenery I knew, but couldn't quite remember. Ah, I quickly realized. It was the damn site. The fact that I dashed madly and ended up in a place like this gave me a bad feeling, like I was following someone else's scripted plot. I had a good view of my surroundings, but I didn't see a single soul here. This was a terrible spot for someone on the run, but there's no better place for an attacker. My heart was already at the verge of bursting. Most of my legs were screaming, but I didn't care. If I stopped here, then they might not even be able to scream for much longer. Even still, I glanced back, looking for an excuse to rest. Rena wasn't there. Instead, I saw two villagers walking around. I breathed a sigh of relief that it wasn't Rena, but a third party. Except, the voice inside me rang that alarm once again. Uh-oh. Villagers walking around wasn't suspicious in and of themselves, but it bothered me. They both wore rough-looking clothes. Empty-handed, they definitely gave the impression they're just out for a walk. But at this time of day, two adults wandering around without a purpose. There's no to raise questions, especially at the damn site. But more than anything else, those eyes. They weren't chit-chatting while walking. They were both silent, heading forward, looking in my direction. Was I at the end of my rope and then finally started imagining things? I should run away. That was probably the best choice. If they weren't involved, I'd lose them easily by running. If they were part of a group after me, then they would come running after me. Either way, unless I hurried up, Rena would catch me. That's right. I was going to run. Deciding that moment, I began to turn tail. Both of them rushed towards me, as if they knew exactly what I was thinking. Somewhere inside me, I had jumped to the conclusion that Rena was the only thing I need to be afraid of. That's true! Completely forgot! Not Satoshi. Tomitake-san was attacked by a group. Oh god. I made the assumption that I didn't need to fear anything else. But right now, I just realized how blatantly wrong I was. Me too. Punchy, weird. I thought we were set, but no. Suddenly the story Higurashi-san told me about the demons all leaving the village to hunt prey floated through the back of my mind. I could tell they were both coming after me without even turning around because of their frantic footsteps. It was frightening being able to shake off Rena as she slowly closed in on me, but this didn't even compare. Being pursued with such violent ferocity, this straightforward horror was unparalleled. One of the pursuer's arms grazed my shoulder. Now, it wasn't just their friendly footsteps, but also the distinct sound of their breathing I could hear. Uh-oh. No. I could in fact practically feel them breathing on me. They're already right behind me. Calm down, Punchy Maebara. So riding at full tilt, I felt the surrounding air go still. No. I felt like time itself had stopped. I turned my head back slightly in the frozen world, realizing how close my pursuers had gotten to me. I couldn't win against the legs of an adult. In less than the time it would take to blink twice, when this frozen time began moving, they'd be right on top of me. Man, I don't know, Punchy has this great power of, like, slowing down time but thinking at normal speed. If Punchy gets through this, he's going places, I'll tell you that much. On top of me, and then... Don't think about that, Punchy. First, realize that you won't be able to shake them off like this. Check it off. In fact, if the fact that you can't get away was a given, oh, excuse me, then you need to make a decision. Go with the right leg or the left. You just need to decide which one. Let's go with the left. The moment I decided that, the temporal singularity burst into pieces. Right. Left. I swung the bat in a wide arc with my right arm. Using that inertia, I stopped and suddenly spun. What? The two of them were clearly startled. Momentarily losing sight of me, both of their outstretched arms ready to grab me, instead grasped at an empty space. The man on the right, I applauded him for being able to figure it out, spun around to the spot where I shouldn't have been, and faced me in astonishment. But it was too late. I didn't even swing my bat. All I needed to do was extend my arms as I turned around. It was by no means a heavy blow, but seemed like it had enough power behind it to knock him off his feet. But just knocking him down wasn't enough to scare him away. He got back up in no time. Should have used the bat. Both of them took a fighting stance and were ready to face me. This made me certain they weren't just two people out for a walk. They were clearly after me. It felt much easier than dealing with Rena. That's true. Just by not recognizing their faces, by not knowing them, it made things easier. I smiled wryly on the inside. What do you want with me? The next one is going to be right in your face, you bastard. It's fine if it was just a bluff. By barking out at them, I was able to fire myself up. They didn't respond. They spread out to either side of me with unbelievably calm expressions on their faces. One of them would grab onto my bat, and the other would hold me down. Was that their plan? Taking on both of them at once would be impossible. Hot sweat poured from every pore in my body. Then, I just had to settle it with the first move. I stepped in and struck the first one down. Narrowing my target down to the man on the right, who had already been knocked down before, I stepped in and swung with all my might. There was no way for an unarmed person to guard against it. It would cause immense damage. But if they blocked with their arm, the bone would snap like a twig. If they turned their back to it, it was possible that the blow would travel all the way to their vital organs. I feel like he was aware of this. He pushed farther through the kill zone between us and delivered a fist right into my gut. Not good. With this distance, in this position, in this state, there's no way for me to dodge it. Oof. Who got hit? The world flipped upside down. Oh shit. I understood that I was being tossed around like a rag doll. I landed on the soft earth with a sound, feeling the grainy soil press against my face. Oh god, Punchy, no! It didn't hurt at all. But the moment I suddenly felt pain coming from the abrasions in my skin, as well as the contents of my stomach being forced upwards, flooding from my mouth with a bitter sensation. I knew very well that I didn't have the time to relish the experience. I said it as quickly as I could, but at that moment, the other man was already barreling toward me. Being able to comprehend calmly that I simply couldn't dodge it made it all the more upsetting. After applying to my stomach full force once again, my assailant twisted around behind me and locked his thick arm around my neck. My throat felt like it was being crushed by his immense strength. Oh god, no! I couldn't even contemplate that I was being strangled, or that I was about to go unconscious. My vision suddenly darkened, and a silent whining noise began playing deep inside my mind. It took everything I had to keep myself from blacking out. While this was happening, the other man was more than likely standing in front of me. I wasn't able to open my eyes, but I could feel that he was there. There was nothing I could do now. Unable to shake this arm off me, I couldn't run. I couldn't fight back. Dire straits. I couldn't even come up with the phrase to adequately describe my situation. Oh no, Punchy! Where are we now? I guess we didn't even think about it, did we? That we completely forgot, getting caught up in all the madness of Osama. We completely forgot about just the group that went around that attacked Tomitake-san. Are we dead? Please say we're not dead. We really started this in my last video. For Higurashi, or at least until chapter 2 comes out. Home. Wish I was there. Oh. Am I there or not? A familiar ceiling. The smell of the bed and pillows. I knew them well. Was this my room? Normally there wouldn't be anyone in my room besides me, but the presence made me spring wide awake. When I did that, the pain shot throughout my entire body. Oh my god, you feeling alright? I think you'd better just lie down for a bit. Rena? I was running in my room. Blood began to surge through my muscles and capillaries, but Rena's smile belonged to the Rena I knew well. I knew I shouldn't let myself feel this way, but I relaxed thinking that this version of Rena was safe. I mean, if I'm injured, let's be real, if Demon Rena appeared and chopped me to bits, I couldn't really do much, could I? Why am I... Don't you remember? After losing consciousness, nothing at all. My body had become more lethargic than I could ever have imagined. I guess that would be the expected outcome after exerting everything I had back there. I tried to at least clear my head, but I just couldn't shake this sluggish feeling out of my mind. I called the doctor. He should be here soon. I think you'd better just lie down until then. I wasn't injured seriously enough to merit calling a doctor. Knowing that someone impartial was coming was slightly reassuring. Why am I here? I'm sure I was at the dam site. That's what I want to know. What happened? When I got there, Punchy-kun was already passed out. That's why I'm the one who wants to know. I was attacked by two weirdos. As I talked about it, I finally remembered what happened right before I passed out. Recalling that memory and the terror that went along with it caused the fogginess around my head to clear right up. Let's forget about those two for now. I didn't expect Rena to be nursing me. I thought Rena was trying to kill me. She would have had the perfect chance while I was unconscious. Not only did she not kill me, she had nursed me back to health. Amazing you could drag me all the way back here. Wasn't I heavy? Looking at Rena's delicate frame, it's hard to believe that she had not only gotten me back home, but even dragged me all the way up to the second floor. Did she have some help? Don't you remember Punchy-kun? Rena appeared a bit surprised, but still kept her smile. I only propped you up on my shoulder. You said you could walk on your own and that you were fine. You don't remember? I didn't remember. My memory was fuzzy after the point where I lost consciousness. What about those two? Huh? When you got there, Rena, the ones with me, or rather, those two guys. There wasn't anyone. She said it bluntly. The way she stated it felt slightly unpleasant. It was just too timid at the time. I was just too timid at the time. I might have been able to force some answers out of Rena, but if I did that, then this kind of Rena might transform into a scary Rena who I didn't know. Fearing that, I didn't press any further. Thinking about it, it was the obvious choice. If both of those men were there, I don't think Rena would even have stood a chance. I couldn't find a way to explain it unless I assumed she brought me here after those two were already gone. Rena was still smiling. Her eyes sparkled warmly. Yet, I felt like I was hallucinating when I saw something. Something akin to a shadow slowly creeping across her face. That small omen sent shivers down my spine. I got him right now, shit. But Rena was still Rena. I needed to make contact. I needed to contact Oishi-san. Rena stopped me when I was trying to get out of bed. She said it would aggravate my wound, so I should sleep. I'd like to go to the bathroom, though. Sorry. Rena couldn't say anything else. While Rena stayed in my room, I quickly went downstairs to get the phone receiver in the living room. This isn't... When I approached the front door, the doorbell rang. Ding dong. It must have been the doctor Rena had called. It was strange for a patient to welcome the doctor who was making a house call, but it would be incredibly reassuring to have him here for the considerable time it would take Oishi-san to get here. I carelessly... Oh, God. Oh, Punchy, what the fuck, man? I could see... Well, behind the H, there's a peephole. I carelessly opened the door with a simple assumption and regretted almost instantly. Mian? Oh, you look just fine. I heard you collapsed, so I came to check up on you. How did you know I collapsed? I heard it from Rena over the phone. Do we need any reason other than that? I understood why she would call a doctor. But why Mian too? Rena was descending the stairs behind me. Oh god, I'm dead. Rena, doesn't Punchy-chan look pretty alright? Sheesh, made me worry for nothing. That's true. Maybe I waited for nothing as well. They both began laughing. It appeared to be cheerful laughter, but it couldn't shake the feeling that there was darkness looming over them. Whoa, what's up with the shoe rack? How did it get like this? The shoe rack that I just smashed to pieces had been like that since yesterday. I fell, you see. And the bat I was holding at the time slammed into it. This is what happens when you swing around something you're not used to handling. I kept the fact that it was none of our business to myself. But leaving like this will really startle your parents when they get home. I'll fix it up for you later. Now come on, Punchy-chan. The terminally ill need their rest. Come. Back in bed. Oh, well, I can't get Oishi-san. Both of them urged me up the stairs. I had no chance to call Oishi-san. Just like she knew. I was pushing to my bed. As it was the first time me had been in my room, she began searching around intently. She fiddled around my room and was scolded by Rena. You can imagine how it went. It was uncomfortable having my room poked around, but the conversation was so benign that it was heartwarming. During the innocent conversation, Mian said something as though it was perfectly ordinary. Rena? Did you call the manager? Yep. Right after I called Michan. He said he'd be right over. Manager? That odd place word gave me a bad feeling. Rena called a doctor, then called Mian. After that, she called manager? Who was this manager? Since Rena and Mian's conversation was so peaceful, it only felt slightly odd. What are you two talking about? Who's this manager? Ahaha, didn't you know, Punchy-chan? We mean the manager when we say manager. Oh god. Like the director of a movie. Oh, they call like Oishi-san? Is that it? Not Oishi-san, sorry. Oh shit. Oh god, is it the guy? The one who's the... Is it the one who like escaped? Or is it like a former construction site? Oh shit, I'm dead. I dug through all my memories for a manager who might have had business with me. Only one thing came to mind. When Rena had just said, the construction site foreman, the very first victim of the incident, the dismemberment at the damn construction site. The foreman? But that was strange. He was supposed to be dead. There's no way they could call him. I don't understand what you guys are talking about. What does that manager have to do with me? You said he was coming. Did you mean to my house? I asked one obvious question after another. But all the two of them would smile coolly at each other. There's a huge difference between how the two of them appeared and how my suspicions were playing out. Slowly, I felt discomfort and panic welling up inside me. I couldn't understand what Ren and me were talking about. Punchy-chan, you've gone to baseball lately, haven't you? Pretty sure the manager will be happy to hear that. So, who is this manager? The manager's the manager. Lol. So, who is the manager? Lol, 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 lol. Okay, lots of laughing. Ren and me looked at each other and laughed haughtily. That disturbing cackle unpleasantly resounded around me. Lol, 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 lol. That laugh, long enough to be unsettling, ended abruptly. Oh yeah, we should finish up before the manager comes. You remember, don't you, Punchy-chan? Her face was laughing, but means, oh shit, I'm dead now. What the hell were those two guys then? I don't understand. Mian's eyes told a different story. Remember? Remember what? Lol, lol, Punchy-kun, had he forgotten, I wonder? About the penalty. Oh my god, about the penalty. Did you really forget? The homework with the mochi? The homework where you're supposed to guess which one Rena made? You forgot about that homework, didn't you? I certainly didn't have that homework. But I had thrown away the rest of the mochi after I found the sewing needle. So I wasn't able to answer which one Rena made. The penalty for that? Why now? Lol, it's to die. No doubt my question was written all over my face. The answer to my question was that dry laughter. Fuck. I could no longer make heads or tails of anything. I began to think that this entire day was somehow insane. Strange. Incomprehensible. Being chased by Rena. Attacked by strange men. The penalty Mian and Rena were talking about. Lol, lol, lol. What were those two laughing at? It didn't take long for me to realize I'd been dragged into an abnormal situation. Yeah, we're dead, Punchy. That's the abnormal situation right there. Who were these two? Who are these two people? Who are these doppelgangers of Ren and Mian? Yeah, there you go. See? Ren and Mian had gotten behind me at some point. Why was she pinning my arms behind my back? What are you doing? Don't move. This is your penalty. Lol. My body was already very sluggish, and Ren pinning my arms made it that much harder to move. I seriously tried to struggle, but she wouldn't even budge. My panic began to swell up, and I realized that this was well beyond the realm of jokes and pleasantries. This freakishly monstrous strength would have been impossible for the Rena that I knew. Then, these thin, frail arms grasped me firmly. Whose arms were they? Punchy-chan, no struggling. Club rules. There are no exceptions. You can't fight against the penalty. Mian. No, that thing looked like Mian. The thing that looked like Mian spoke to me like how Mian would speak to me. But I was certain that was not Mian. Someone who wasn't Mian. Someone who was just pretending to be Mian. Lol, hahaha. I only need to finish this up before the manager comes. Oh god, I'm dead. Being fish in my pocket pulled out something bizarre. I could tell what it was just by looking. But for such a thing to be in her pocket, my mind would accept it. What is that? It was a small needle? Syringe? A small clear syringe, like what a doctor would use when you went to him when you were sick. Rena held me even tighter. I could hear the clattering laughter that no longer sounded like laughter blaring in my ears. That eerie laughter. It wasn't something that the Rena I knew could even produce from her own throat. This thing that was pretending to be Rena, was this the real laugh? Unable to defend myself, the syringe Rena was holding drew closer, and that needle tip was waved right in front of my face countless times. Don't worry, it won't hurt, it won't hurt. One thing I did notice is that the demons actually Punchy too when you start to freak out, like to repeat themselves. What are you planning on doing? What kind of sick joke is this? What are you saying, Punchy-chan? You know exactly what's going on, don't you? About what? I don't understand any of this at all. I know you know. I know he's playing the fool this late in the game. Stop talking nonsense and try to confuse me. You're going to have done to you what happened to Tomitake-san. What? The same as Tomitake-san? I didn't really understand what she meant. What did this have to do with the syringe? You're playing dumb, Punchy-kun. You should have realized it by now. Rena whispered in my ear, laughing as if to admonish me. But even the way she spoke was repulsive beyond compare. Playing dumb? Me? About what? What do you mean? The same as Tomitake-san. Every other thought at first it was a hit and run. Except when the officer got closer to check if he was still alive, he would soon notice it wasn't a normal situation. His throat was scratched out. From a knife or something? No. Nails. Nails? Nails as in fingernails? With those gouged though? That's right. Tomitake-san had clawed his own throat and his nails with his own nails and died. There's no way someone could die like that. So for that to happen, we thought drugs were to blame, but none of that nature was detected. That's right. The police didn't find any drugs in Tomitake-san's system. Oh, Punchy, no. The police told me they didn't find any drugs in Tomitake-san's body. That's the weirdest laugh I've ever seen. Well, yeah, there, see? The two of them laughed together with that sickening laughter. So ugly, God. Of course they'd laugh. To assume that such a medicine didn't exist just because the police didn't know about it was completely foolish. Meaning, the drug that caused Tomitake-san to die in such a bizarre manner did exist? If me injected this into me, then that would probably be all the proof that I needed. That would basically mean I ended up the same as Tomitake-san. Become hysterical, scratching out my throat in my last moments, then die. For such an outrageous drug to exist. For me to be holding it, and that I was about to be injected with it. At that moment, I did not feel there was any need whatsoever to question it. What kind of idiot, when he's trying to dodge a ball, fly straight into his... Wait, what? What kind of idiot, when he's trying to dodge a ball flying straight to his face, is trying to think of a reason as to why it's flying at him. Just give up. Alright then. Mian's actions lacked any gravitas. I don't know what that is. And that made it even more terrifying. There is none of this ceremony like when someone is sentenced to death. There is no hesitation at all, as if she was brushing her teeth. Mien reached out with one hand and grabbed onto my chest. It felt like electricity had run through the back of my head, and the entire world had gone dark. Did I stand up too fast? Or did someone hit me really hard in the back of the head? Having lost my sense of balance, I was assaulted by a wave of dizziness. Oh god. Oh. Punchy, no. Ah! What do you mean? What? Oh god. It's like I'm playing this at fucking 1. I think just turned 1. Yeah, 1 in the afternoon. Ugh. Are there any tips? No. No tips. And I know why. I squatted down for a bit. When I came back to my senses, my entire room had changed drastically. The numbness in my head was gone, and slowly, I could tell blood was flowing to my extremities again. How long had I been squatting here? How many minutes? Or has it been hours? It was almost as if the hands on the clock had stopped moving. The entire time my eyes were closed, that's how little time passed. Really? The air of the room wasn't filled with that madness from before, only a dull silence. Rena wasn't there pinning my arms, and Mien wasn't there about to inject me with the needle. No way. Could it be? All of it? Was a hallucination? There was no other presence in the room besides my own. It was the weirdest experience I'd ever had. I was certainly with Ren and Mien. I doubted my sanity for a moment, but I was also seized with some sort of comfort. Huh. I guess that terrible ordeal was a hallucination. Neither Ren nor Mien, they wouldn't ever do something so terrible. You don't know this, Punchy, but we didn't get any tips or chance to save, so something's happening. Something's wrong here. My head grew hot. I could tell my emotions were welling up. Why? There wasn't a reason to cry. Why? It was sorrow. Why was I sad? Why was Punchy sad? Find out in the next episode of Higurashi When They Cry. Ow.